If you have a Bosch heat pump dryer, you may see the words self-cleaning condenser. This means you cannot clean the condenser. We will call this the second filter. We will call this second one the first filter. Lint is caught in the first and then the second filters. The Bosch dryer is the exact same dryer as the Seimens. The Seimens and Bosch dryers are made in the same factory. The filters and parts are interchangeable. What happens if you do not clean the lint filters enough? The lint bypasses the first and then the second filters. I open this section to show that there is nothing useful here. We see a sealed box which houses the condenser. We see a lot of lint but no openings. If we remove the two Torx screws at the back of the lid, we see a build-up of lint. Lint will bypass the filters and build up inside the dryer. Use a Torx driver to remove the two rear lid screws. Use masking tape to tape the screws near their location. Pull the lid backwards. On the right side panel, undo the two top screws. The power cable does not have to be taken off. Leave the power cable attached to the back panel. Find where the three power wires connect. Label where blue and brown wires connect. Rear panel removal. Undo all of the screws around the big foot-shaped thing. Again, you will see I have all screws taped near their homes. Use a knife to lift the panel away. Under that metal panel we see this plastic cover. Clean the lint off that cover and put it to the side. Pull off the plastic cover and you will see where the drum attaches. The fan will need to be cleaned of lint. The screws on the side panels need to be removed to move those panels out of the way of the back panel. 4 screws hold the drum spindle. Undo the 4 screws. Cover removal shows the C-clip. The right side rear panel screws are removed. Now the same for the left side. Remember, there's a screw under each side. So undo the screws on the left and then the right side. You can just tilt the dryer to get to the bottom screws. Taping the screws will also remind you to install them again. Removal of the right side panel. The right side panel levers outwards. We start to see how much lint is inside. The panel is slotted into the front. Use a butter knife to move the panel backwards. The entire right side panel comes off. Removal of the control panel. Remove the water tray. Remove the 3 Torx screws. 1, 2, 3. When the 3 screws are removed, the panel can move. There are plastic clips holding the panel. These clips are just lifted off the tabs. The control panel is connected to the wire harness. Unclip the wires. Pull off the connector. Removal of left side panel. The right side panel removal is easier. On the left side, we need to remove 2 front screws. Those 2. Once they are removed, we use the butter knife again. Move the entire panel rearwards. The left panel comes off. Under this grey plastic box is the condenser. Removal of the back panel. Undo the 2 screws and unslot the connector where the power cable connects. You can see where I labelled the blue and brown connectors. See where I push the cable power through the back? You do not have to do this. The whole power cable can stay attached to the back panel. Removal of the drum as the back panel comes off. Use a small flat blade screwdriver. Remove the circlip.
Take this off and it pops off.
Be careful not to drop the washer.
What is this thing? So this thing pops off here.
Remember, when the back panel is removed, the drum is not supported at the back. Undo the 2 top screws, those 2. On the rear side, unclip the wire loom. There. You need to remember to reconnect this when reassembling.
Push these tabs in. Push it in. Lift this up.
Move this away from the rear panel.
It's coming up. Okay, just leave that hanging there. That's clipped here. Okay, this just falls out.
Remove the rear spindle
Pull
plate.
this clip up, just here. Lift it up.
The rear of the drum runs in this circular track. See how the rear panel still has the power cable attached? We want to take the water tray holder section off. I want to unclip the two brown wires to the solenoid. I mark which wire sits in or out.
So you squeeze these.
Unclip the wire clips and then remove the tray. Remember, this metal bar is where the tray reattaches later. Back onto the right side, we see the belt drive. This is a tension spring here. You could use a large screwdriver to release the spring tension.
So we put a screwdriver under the spring.
I leave this spring up.
Pull this spring out.
A pair of pliers was used to unhook the spring. This releases the tension on the belt.
Off the side. So that's loose.
The loose belt can be slid off.
Off the side. Go through there. See it coming off.
We slide the belt off the drum.
And then this drum is now just floating.
The drum is now only held on by the front roller wheels. The drum is surprisingly light. Removal of the drum shows a large amount of lint. This shows the back panel that keeps falling off. I show this as it will fall off and you will need to know how to put it back. The water tray holder has a tube. Just behind the door, above the condenser box, we do not necessarily need to remove this. There is a screw back here. This is very difficult to get to. We take this drum roller wheel off. We find a lot of lint and hair under the wheel. There is one more screw under the wheel area.
So there's a clip here. Is a pause.
Taking this section off shows us two things.
This bit here.
One, there is not much lint inside. Two, we did not need to take this off. If we let this on, it comes off with the top cover. How to remove condenser box lid. This shows the rear connector and how it works. The two side knobs almost touch, just there. The knobs fit through this hole on the base. They clip through there. The side connectors have the knobs on the base. So that is why we slide a blade down the side. Use a flat blade push the blade down the side of the connector. Use your butter knife to lift the lid. The connector will lift past the catch. Try not to break the connectors off. We need the connectors to remain unbroken so we can reassemble. Carefully work your way around. At the rear, the connectors are different. See how I have the butter knife inserted? This releases the rear tabs. Once all tabs are released, the lid will lift off. We see our condenser is in very good condition. There is a fine layer of lint starting to build up. When using compressed air, be careful. The cooling fins are extremely thin and fragile. Here I'm using a fine paintbrush to clean the fins. Even after using compressed air, we see hair caught here. The paintbrush is dipped in water to clean the fins. We reinstall this cover a lot more easily. It's because it's off. The fact that we can replace the cover with this attached will show that we did not need to remove it in the first place. However, we did find some lint under it. You may want to remove this whole cover and then take this section off for cleaning. If your condenser fins are extremely dirty, you can unbolt it and use a pressure washer. Here I just washed out some mouldy sections and sucked the water out. I cleaned the condenser drain section twice. The vacuum pump is great for removal of liquids. This drum roller wheel must be out of the way. The lid must seal up against the front rubber, just there. Take this tube out of the way. Make sure the lid can slide forwards. Line up all of your tabs.
So what we're finding is push this side down first, so the seal's correct here.
What we were finding was the lid was not seating around the seal.
Push this side down. Okay. Oh, that's
I used some silicone grease around the seal.
got a bit of lube just put here.
This allowed the lid to slide back into place.
To go on. So it's all back together, except
This clip would not stay down.
It doesn't stay down.
The clip may have been damaged when I opened it. We need this to stay down to prevent the lint from entering the box. I pressed it down. A small hole was drilled. I used a small stainless steel screw. I gave myself a thumbs sideways. Please like and subscribe sideways. Replacing the drive belt. If your entire tension spring comes off, this will allow you to clean it. Lift the motor assembly back.
So this goes in a little slot down in there.
Hook the spring back on.
It's like this, and it hooks there. Hooks on there. this on these locking pliers.
I use these needle nose locking pliers to lift the spring.
Engage. Oh, God. Let's do it again. Put it down in. It's engaged. Clip this on here. Pull this up. Ouch. Try that again. Okay, that's on. So, putting the belt on, this lifts up to put the belt on. Okay, we'll put the drum in. Make sure we put
With the cover installed and sealed, we install the drum wheel.
pretty easy, so just put the drum.
Replace the rubber belt around the drum. Make sure the drum sits over the two front drive wheels. Line up where the belt was originally. You will normally see where the lint has left a mark on the stainless steel drum. Now, when we reinstall the belt, a large lever is used. We now see that the spring removal may not have been necessary. We need to leave the drive motor enough to slip the belt on. You have to leave the motor very high to slip the belt back on. When the drum belt has been installed, you cannot spin the drum yet because the back is not on. We have to reinstall the water tank holder. Reconnect the tube that goes to the condenser box. Now we reconnect the wires. The green earth wire is simple.
So one's marked out, which is this
Remember we marked the inner and outer white plugs.
which is this one. In,
Reconnect those plugs.
out.
Clip back your wire runner clips.
So when putting this back
When
in,
replacing the back, you will need to make sure all areas align.
the thing lines up.
The back is the most difficult panel to align.
It's going to line up in here. Clip this, clip this.
There are a lot of plastic lugs to line up. When it all is stable, put one top screw in to hold it.
Put one screw just to hold it. While it's still
Now is a good time to reinstall the drum shaft bearing plate.
this will put this back in the right place. So you get the back on, you get it.
Line up the screw holes and start reinstalling the back panel screws.
That one. That one's actually broken off. I'll fix this later. So it'd be easier not for
A
that.
tip to lift the drum shaft is to use a shifting spanner to lift it as you screw the plate on.
Now I'm going to put this on.
Once the plate and circlip are installed, spin the drum. Reinstall the cover plate. Replace your power cord and connector onto the back panel. That clips into the panel and the 2 screws are replaced. When looking at the side, we see masking tape. The left panel needs to be screwed on before the front panel is fully installed. Now we see why there was missed masking tape. The water tray holder is quite difficult to realign. Here we replace the right side panel. Remember the front slots in before securing the right side panel. Remember to reconnect the wired connector that was taken off the back panel. After the front is slotted in, push the back over the rear panel. Replace the lower panel screw. So when both side panels are installed, we can go to the front control panel. Reconnect your front panel control board connector. Reroute the wires for the control panel. Clip down the wire holders.
So that bit there goes underneath here.
Line up the plastic tabs.
Clip on.
Line up the plastic panel clips.
And then these bits goes in this little hole there somewhere.
Get the water tray holder to clip in. Find your 3 screws. Replace the back plastic cover. This is the cover that falls off all the time. Screw on the foot-looking cover. Replace the water tray. Your self-cleaning condenser dryer will now dry properly. Thanks for watching.